morning, Monday. Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. Israel's military has shown foreign journalists graphic footage of the Hamas attacks that killed more than 1,400 Israelis on October 7th. It's part of Israel's effort to highlight the atrocities as it continues its bombardment of Gaza that has killed more than 5,000 Palestinians. NPR's Daniel Estrin reports from Tel Aviv.
Israel's military screened 43 minutes of the graphic footage to foreign media, including NPR, at an army base on the condition that the images not be documented. It said the footage came from Hamas body cameras, Israeli security cameras, and other sources. It showed acts of brutality. Army spokesman Daniel Hagari said, quote, "We will not let the world forget who we are fighting." Major General Mickey Edelstein.
We failed to protect our people.
He said close to 2,000 Hamas men carried out the attacks at around 30 locations and that Israel has captured and interrogated dozens of those involved. Daniel Estrin, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
Turkey's president has formally asked Turkey's parliament to approve Sweden's bid to join NATO. Turkey had blocked Sweden's application, citing its concerns about militants in Sweden who oppose Turkey. Sweden sought to join NATO after Russia invaded Ukraine last year. Under NATO rules, just one member of the alliance can block new members from joining. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his one-time foreign minister are facing criminal charges. As Abdul Sattar reports, the two have entered pleas in the case.
Khan and Shah Mahmood Qureshi pleaded not guilty in the garrison city of Rawalpindi for the security of Khan, who escaped an assassination bid last year. Khan and Qureshi are accused of violating the Official Secrets Act and leaking a classified document.
Abdul Sattar reporting. The United Auto Workers have expanded their selective strikes underway across the country. Last hour, unionized workers walked off the job at a large Stellantis factory near Detroit. The UAW is seeking significant wage and benefit increases from the big three U.S. automakers. House Republicans are meeting late today to hear from 9 colleagues running to be Speaker of the House. The candidates include Tom Emmer of Minnesota, Austin Scott of Georgia, and Kevin Hern of Oklahoma. NPR's Windsor Johnston reports.
Tonight, they'll get their chance to lay out their visions for the party during a candidate forum. On Tuesday, the conference is expected to hold an internal election for a new nominee, and if they elect one, a vote could go to the House floor later that day. The Republican infighting has already forced 2 nominees, Congressman Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan, to withdraw their bids for the speakership. The lower chamber has been without a leader for more than 3 weeks, which has brought all legislative business to a standstill. Windsor Johnston, NPR News, Washington.
This is NPR. New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez is scheduled to appear in federal court today in New York. He faces several corruption charges. A fresh indictment accuses the New Jersey Democrat and his wife of acting as agents of the Egyptian government. Menendez is expected to enter a plea today. He has maintained his innocence, but many Senate Democrats are calling on him to resign. A group of activists is calling for changes to how people in the U.S. are treated for drug addiction. They want the emphasis shifted from drug arrests to health care. NPR's Brian Mann reports on the International Drug Policy Reform Conference held over the weekend in Arizona.
The biggest response to drugs and addiction in the U.S. is led by police, with many drug users and dealers arrested and sent to prison. Critics of this conference say that hasn't worked. Drug deaths have continued to rise, reaching 112,000 fatal overdoses a year in the U.S.
And selling
Volker Turk, the United Nations High Commissioner on Human
has
Rights,
nothing to do with the addiction.
Called for the drug war to end.
This is
Policies
definitely
that punish
charge-worthy.
people who
Come
use
on.
drugs with jail time and criminal records add to their suffering and drive them deeper underground, beyond the reach of help.
But this conference came as many politicians are pushing for tougher drug laws.
They let
and
murderers
more
go
arrests
after good
aimed at
behavior
curbing
in
the
just a
supply
couple,
of fentanyl.
3 years, you
Brian
know?
Mann, NPR News,
So
Phoenix.
they should get
Energy
treated the same.
Corporation Chevron
Or
says
the
it's going
murderer
to
should
buy
get
smaller rival
long
Hess Corporation.
sentences.
The deal is valued at more
And the
than
others get off the hook with
$53
good
billion. The agreement
for
is
real.
an all-stock transaction. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News in Washington.
In NASA News. Students from Baldwin Union Free School District in Baldwin, New York, will have an opportunity this week to hear from an astronaut aboard the International Space Station. The Earth to Space call will air live at 11 a.m. EDT Friday, October 27th on NASA television, the NASA app, and the agency's website. NASA astronaut Jasmine Modaly, an alumnus of
I don't have it.
the 29th SpaceX Commercial Resupply Services, CRS, mission for NASA carries scientific experiments and technology demonstrations, including studies of enhanced optical communications and measurement of atmospheric waves. The uncrewed SpaceX Dragon spacecraft is scheduled to launch to the International Space Station from the agency's Kennedy Space Center in Florida no earlier than November 5th. Download. NASA will provide live coverage as two Roscosmos cosmonauts conduct a spacewalk outside the International Space Station Wednesday, October 25th, to install communications hardware and inspect a portion of the orbital complex. Coverage begins at 1:45 p.m. EDT on NASA television, the NASA app, and the agency's website. The spacewalk is expected to begin.
It's not a spacewalk.
About the NASA Academy at Langley. Langley's NASA Academy's rigorous and diverse summer research program prioritizes collaboration, teamwork, leadership, innovation, and creativity. Academy participants experience the challenges aerospace professionals face while conducting their research. Along with the team research project, the program includes: what are the eligibility requirements? Duration: the summer program runs for 10 to 12 weeks. Solicitation number: NNH16ZCQ001 case cis_appendix_L solicitation overview. NASA has released a solicitation notice under the Next Space Technologies for Exploration Partnerships 2. Next Step 2 Broad Agency Announcement, EAA, to seek industry-led capability studies to inform future communication and navigation activities. NASA's long-term vision is to provide for a resilient space and ground communications and navigation infrastructure in weather. Right now in Seattle, it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies.
Amazon.
Throughout the
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
Why did the zero start dating?
The zero?
To find the one.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. All right, everyone. Have a great work week.